guess we can start it with the overachievers of the season. What you got so far?
Man, first,
Teams.
team overachievers for the teams. Let's start off with what we all thought on week one. The Kansas City Chiefs. Like, come on. Like, for real. Not a receiver could catch the ball to save their lives, but somehow Patrick was able to drag the corpse of the receiving core of the Kansas City Chiefs not only through the playoffs, but to the Super Bowl and to a Super Bowl victory. That's
Offensively, this has to be the worst cast that he's won a Super Bowl with.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
this
You want
has
to
to
talk
be.
about playing on hard mode? Like, man, boy, did he.
Yeah,
People,
he did a lot with a little. And Travis, if you look back at that Super Bowl, Travis was invisible in that first half. And I mean, it was probably wasn't the lack of them trying to get him the ball, but he didn't have any catches, and he really turned on the second half.
oh, absolutely not. And I was really surprised at how bad Travis was throughout the whole series, about the whole season. I get it. He was dealing with some stuff at the beginning, and everybody has their off time. But I will give Travis this credit. He did come on when they needed him to come on. Let's talk about that first
Absolutely,
half of the AFC Championship game.
absolutely, he did. He showed up when he needed to. When the lights got the brightest and they needed a first down, he was there. He was there for sure. But
Absolutely.
it was a lot of people stepping up in little roles too, though, man. It seems like what was the other tight end's name? He stepped up in
Blake
big
Bell?
spots too.
Blake Bell
No,
or
no, no,
Noah
no.
Gray? Noah Gray?
Noah Gray.
Yeah,
Noah Gray.
he did. He did. But that was, you want to talk about a Herculean effort of overachieving, it would be the Kansas City Chiefs. Uh, Up next, even though everybody loves their story and everybody was talking about how dangerous they would be, it's still one thing to talk about it, another thing to do it. The Detroit Lions.
Oh man, you know how I feel about Dan Campbell in past
Oh,
shows, man. I like Dan Campbell, man.
oh yes.
But he that hurt him though.
It
That
did.
aggression, it really hurt him in the end.
You can't be that aggressive in the playoffs, man. You gotta balance it out a little bit better than what he did.
Yeah, he gambled on points when he should have took points, and that caused them to have to do different things towards the end of the game that they probably necessarily didn't have to.
Exactly. Yes. But I mean, come on, you also can't prep for the ball bouncing off of your face mask and Ayuk just catching the ball and running it into the end zone. I mean, or getting down the one
Yeah,
yard line. I mean, that was still a freak play that should have never have happened.
no, and it shouldn't have. I ain't gonna say it shouldn't have affected the game that it did the way it did, but it had he navigated a little better early in the game, then it wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
Oh, yes. Another over, let's see, who else we got? Oh, who do you have for overachievers for the teams? We talked about me. What about you?
I'm surprised why you're dancing around it. You're dancing around it. I think purposely.
Yeah, because I want to hear you say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Houston Texans surprised me. Absolutely.
Did I not tell you? You people go back to the archive,
You
check it.
didn't.
First up.
You said that they would make the playoffs. You didn't think they were going to win the division though.
That's true. I did, but I said the wild card round was the furthest was our ceiling, and boy, did they shatter that ceiling.
They did. They did, and they put the league on notice, especially the AFC South, which
Oh
is
yeah,
I think very quickly going to go from one of the worst divisions to one of the best divisions in the AFC.
yes. Now, who's your second overperforming team?
I'm still waiting for you to say it because you're going to eat some crow on this one. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, the AFC South was a dumpster fire, but they not only
NFC.
did they come out on top. I say AFC. I'm sorry, NFC South. The NFC that it was definitely a dumpster fire there, but not only did they come out on top, they actually won a playoff game.
Against a terrible Eagles team. But you're right, you can only play who's in front of you. I get it. Everybody in the NFL, regardless of what people say, they all have worked hard to be there. They're all good. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. I was actually saving that Tampa Bay spot because I did want to give my apology to Mr. Baker Mayfield. Hell of a season. Damn good job. I need to see it again. Give you some more credit, give you some more props. Still don't think you should have been drafted number one overall. However, you are carving yourself out one hell of a career if you can keep this track going. I truly am from Texan to Texan. I truly am happy for you.
For people that are new to this channel, that took a lot from Derek to make that type of apology towards Baker Mayfield. Baker
Oh,
Mayfield has to be one of the most scrutinized people that Derek just loves to target. That's one of the two
yes.
people that he really targets high. And the other
He's
one
just
he's already apologized for.
he's already, but he's so little. It's so
It
easy to
doesn't
pick on the
matter,
players who's
man. Doug
smaller than
Flutie was little, man. Doug Flutie was a little dude. He was
yeah, but we're
successful.
also a different game than Doug Flutie's tear. But yes, like still, not to rain on the man's parade. Dude had a hell of a season. Hell of a season. Let's see where you go. Let's see where you go.
Well,
I'm
he's
interested to see if you do
potentially
it.
going to lose his best weapon, so we're going to see what happens there.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. That different episode on that one. We
Yeah,
got a few.
we'll cover
That's a
that.
different episode. We will cover that one for sure. Of course. So I kind of who's the biggest disappointment for me? It would have to be the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I gotta say they were a big disappointment because they tripped over the finish line and they didn't actually make it to the finish line. Thanks to my
Yep,
boys here who had something to prove at the end of the
appreciate y'all.
season.
Appreciate
So
y'all.
they basically fumbled their opportunity. All they did was win to be in, and they couldn't do it against a team that had actually was a little upset that we won the game because it messed up our pick a couple of spots. But it is what it is. We wanted to go
Yeah.
out with a bang. So possibly Derrick Henry's last game as a Titan. So we wanted to give him that. Underachievers. I will until they right the ship, and the ship should be. They're trying to get a better course with the new captain that they have. But the Chargers will always be an underachieving team to me with the roster that they have. Will
Oh,
always
big
be,
time.
and they've been underachieving what the last 2 or 3 seasons.
Yes.
So they're
Well, since
definitely one of the underachievers.
yeah, with her, well, last 3 or 4 because they just gave Herbert's that contract, and they should have been all right with Herbert after that first season, man.
That talent around. But I will give them the benefit of the doubt as their underachieving could be due to a lot of injuries that they always seem to have on that team.
Yes, this is true. This is true. They do get bit by the injury bug quite a bit. Um, the Detroit Bear or not Detroit Bears, but the Chicago Bears. I really thought they were going to let Justin loose and do his thing, especially how he closed out the season, how it closed out 2022 season. I was really hoping for a lot more out of Justin, and it just didn't happen.
It seems like we saw Justin sightings throughout the year, but he never truly got into a season rhythm. So I mean, he's talented. The thing is that he's talented. I don't know what it's going to take to get him to that next level, though.
And I
Maybe it
think
is a change of scenery.
it might be, and of course, again, that leads us down another rabbit hole for another episode when we go over our draft prospects here. But yes, I think it might be a time for a change of scenery out of Chicago. I know the city of Chicago. I know you guys love Justin Fields. It's either you guys got to get rid of the coach, or you guys got to bring it. You guys got to get rid of Justin. Which one are you willing to do?
Yeah, but in the words of a great Bear linebacker, Brian Urlacher, if you're asking yourself in year 3, is this your guy? He ain't your guy.
This is true. This is very true.
But
Let's
a team that kind of straddled the overachiever and underachiever, and I wouldn't say overachiever. I take that back. They weren't overachieving. They were right on par. But they seemed to implode towards the end of the season was the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, but yeah, those injuries to their secondary cratered them.
And then something, their offense wasn't clicking either.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if it was the play calling or the players weren't into it. Something was going on.
Yeah, something was off.
If I'm the owner of the team, the GM, I need to figure that out quickly because that's another team that's got a lot of talent. And their window is only going to shrink as these rookies that they've drafted. They've had some good drafts, and their players are going to need to get paid.
Oh yeah,
So
I was
the
a
window's
little
going to
bit
shrink.
yeah, I was a little bit hurt to see Jalen Hurts take a step back. I really was.
Yeah,
I
I
really,
don't know what it was though. What
I
was
mean,
it?
it's a lot like what we saw from his freshman to his sophomore season at Alabama. He had a really strong freshman campaign. He came on strong. He was slinging that rock around, and then all of a sudden he just took a step back in his sophomore year. And that's why he lost the job to Tua at the very end.
Yeah, but Jalen, he's a winner. He shows that
He,
he's got the heart for it. He was going to work for it. You know, he's a gym rat. Like I'm pretty sure he's doing everything that he can this offseason to make
he
sure that implosion doesn't happen again.
Absolutely. I mean, he shaved the goatee, so apparently he is 100% serious. So let's see how it goes. I know at
And
Alabama
then
we had a nice little streak. Every time he cut his hair, we was gonna win the game. So hopefully that can for the Philadelphia fan base. I'm not a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but for the Philadelphia fan base, hopefully that's what helps right their ship out of the NFC East because I can't stand the Cowboys. I'm interested to see where the Redskins go. I'm pretty sure Sam Howell disappointed you there a little bit, but
he had a good season though, man. I don't know why it didn't equate to wins. He had a decent season.
yeah. But and then of course the Giants with old Danny Dimes, man, like you knew that was gonna be as bad as it was.
I wouldn't have paid him.
I would not. I would have paid Saquon.
When I saw they gave him the contract, I was like, boy, they go. I mean, he got hurt, but before he got hurt, he wasn't doing nothing anyway. So,
You saw Brian Dayball give up on Daniel Jones that game before he was hurt.
but they can't. The thing is, this they can't. I don't know if they can get off. Like they literally just gave him the money. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know if
know.
they can get off of that yet.
That's a rough
It's
one.
already bad enough. The Broncos, they're about to remove Russell Wilson from their team, and they kind of just gave him money too.
Yeah, that's going to be an
But they're
interesting one to take. That's going to be an interesting one. Yeah.
And I got some draft stuff that I want to talk about with the Broncos, but we will save that. We're gonna have a
Yes.
whole show about the combine, the draft, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Oh yes. Let's see. What about players? When we talk about, because we talked about teams a little bit, we danced around the players a little bit. One player we all know who I saw overachieve was Baker Mayfield. Another one that I kind of saw really, really overachieve, not just CJ Stroud as a rookie, but Jordan Love out of Green Bay.
Real good season. Real good
Damn good
season.
season. Damn good season.
I'm I want to bundle up a position group that really overachieve with new scenery, and that's running backs. Running backs had a fantastic
Oh
year with
yes.
new scenery here. Swift went off. Montgomery went off.
Yes.
Uh, who else? Who else? Who else? For the Lions, that was Montgomery. For
That
you
was
guys,
Montgomery.
Singletary. Singletary
Yes.
had a great season.
Huge season.
So it's like it was a bundle. All they needed was different spots, and they shine.
Yep, different systems, and they were able to just to take off with it. And I know it's a little bit late with this one, but even Christian McCaffrey getting out of Carolina, he's had one hell of a season. Still,
But
he's finding
CMC was balling with Carolina too, though.
but he was able to take it. He was able to find a different gear at that elite level because I mean, to go from absolutely nothing to something like what you saw with Singletary do, you're going to notice that a lot more. But if you really look at CMC's numbers and his efficiency, what he was looking at, him going from Carolina to where he had to literally do everything but quarterback, sliding into that Shanahan system in San Francisco, where he can really just focus on being a running back slash gadget player out there with Debo, basically be the as Debo Samuel plays wide receiver running back, you have Christian McCaffrey that's able to play running back wide receiver, and being both of those positions, both those guys being able to play off each other to help out a lot, definitely help both of them out.
Well, you just said it. When you go from a team where you're the focal point of the offense to a team that's got many different weapons, then the game changes.
And
CMC,
still
I
be
still
that top boy.
believe, is their number one weapon there
Yes.
in San Francisco.
No.
He's their number one weapon just because he can
No.
do so much. Because you can handle the ball and throw it to him out the backfield.
I understand. From a skill position player, yes, but as far as their number one weapon, who their offense goes by the way, shout out to a fellow Longview native, Trent Williams. Look at the stats with him on the field and off the field. It is staggering.
I like how you
Staggering.
just did a shout out here, but we're talking skill positions. I'm not saying Trent Williams is not changing the game, but he ain't making passes, ain't catching passes, but he's creating the time. I'm not taking away from Trent
Oh
Williams,
yeah,
but CMC is absolutely the focal point for the 49ers. And Trent ensures that CMC is able to do what he's able to do, being the best left
absolutely,
tackle in football. So, yes.
absolutely. All right, and then as far as underachievers, I don't know who I want to hand this one to. I know I'm picking on the Jacksonville Jaguars here a little bit, but I don't know who to really hang this one on for a more disappointing season. Trevor Lawrence, even though he had 4,000 yards this season, but it didn't look like it did in his rookie year, where that promise was there. Or Calvin Ridley being unable to really get things going the
He
way we
had a
all
thousand
hoped.
yards.
He did, but it was an ugly 1,000 yards.
You know they're going to hang it on the quarterback. I mean, the quarterback gets the victories and the quarterback gets the failures. So, I mean, it's going to be on him. They're going to say that he didn't do much. He didn't do enough. He's going to be, he's going to, right now, he's going to get that, not quite the level, but he's going to get that Josh Allen hate where you got to do more. Josh Allen is a great talent, but he doesn't do enough a lot of times to get them the dub.
I wouldn't say he doesn't do enough. He does enough. He really, and I know I've been critical on Josh Allen. I know this is really weird for me to come to his defense, but I don't think Josh Allen makes the right decisions at the right time. And I think that's what Trevor was kind of falling into. Now, Trevor, of course, is the second quarterback to beat Josh Allen within 13 seconds of the game ending. But at the same time, I just think both of them kind of. I don't know if they're overthinking the play. I don't know if they're trying to play hero ball out there. I don't know. And to Trevor Lawrence's defense, he was injured there at the end of the season, but it's just kind of figuring that stuff out.
And you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I'm not gonna make an excuse. If you're hurt, you're hurt. But
Yeah,
you gotta make the plays, and if you're out there playing, you're under the microscope. Just like I said with Joe Burrow in one of our early episodes, he's
yeah,
not hurt enough to where he's not playing. So if you believe that you're out there playing, then you got to do what you got to do, man.
exactly. And Joe Burrow was another disappointment. I did not like seeing him go down, but
Well, he was hurt. He was hurt majority of the beginning games, and when he finally got it together, he got hurt again. So I mean,
hmm oh
it
yeah,
is what it is. The Bengals. If I'm a Bengals fan, I wouldn't be too worried about it. They just hurt us a little bit by franchising T. Higgins, but I understand. I get it
but that
because
means
he was
Tyler.
absolutely coming.
Yeah, but then you got Tyler Boyd, who's
Oh
going to
yeah, he's
be
gone. Then
he's
he's
odd
a
man
free
out.
agent.
Tyler Boyd's
Tyler
going to
Boyd's
be
going to go somewhere. He's going to go somewhere that needs a receiver and probably has a championship window because he's already getting up there in age and he
well.
probably wants to ring chase. So I would put him on the short list for KC as well.
But I say I know a couple receivers that would love to go to KC. Odell Beckham Jr. Mike Evans has been rumored to go there for a while. But also people are talking about Mike Evans coming to Houston.
That makes sense for him. Texas native as well.
Yep,
And
we're done.
between what Houston's doing, I mean, why would you not? I mean, you kind of see the direction that they're headed.
Oh yeah,
So
and it's nice. But we'll jump into that. What about you? Who were your disappointed? Who were your surprise players and your disappointment players?
disappointed players. Oh man, I would have. I feel like Terry McLaurin fell off the earth this year.
Yeah,
I didn't hear enough. If he's got over 1,000 yards, I apologize because I didn't see his name a lot. Debo Samuels. Let's talk about that entire class of wide receiver then while we're at it. AJ was having a good year, then AJ fell apart
well,
just like the rest of the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, Running backs that Damian Pierce. Jesus, bro. You let
yes,
Singletary come in and just take your job
yes,
like that?
yes,
Like
big time.
if he doesn't figure it out this next season, I think y'all ship him out, man. Because
Yeah,
Devin Singletary's not an old guy. He's a
he,
veteran,
he is a
but he's
veteran,
only
but
in
he's
what his fifth season. Like he's
yeah,
still young enough to. He's got a lot in the tank.
yes, and that's not gonna be very good at all. We're gonna have to do something with him.
And then the overachievers this year, I want to bundle up another group. This rookie class of pass
Yes,
catchers, man. It was
yes.
amazing, man. It was pretty good. You had your,
Well,
your Puka Nakua out of nowhere. You had the tight end in the Lions. His name is eluding me right now.
oh man,
Uh,
Laporta.
Laporta, man. The
Yeah,
tight ends this tight end draft class was pretty damn good.
even Dalton Kincaid.
Yes, Dalton Kincaid. I already told you he got hurt this year, but keep Luke Musgraves on your mind,
Yes,
man. He's gonna be
yes,
good.
yes. But I mean, but we also got another very, very heavy, or not a very heavy, but a pretty decent tight end class coming up. But yeah, Musgraves is
Uh,
definitely up there.
this pass catching class coming up again is a deep one.
Uh, real
It's a deep
quick,
one.
real quick. Scary Terry McLaurin, 1,002 yards.
See, he barely got over it, but it was a very quiet 1,000 yards. I guess
Yes.
similar to Calvin Ridley's, who we talked about earlier.
Yes, and Calvin Ridley had 1,016. Like it was nuts. It was very quiet because we know that we know they're much flashier receivers than what they were. We never saw the big breakaway plays that they had, the real long touchdown bombs they would go for. They would go games being absolutely quiet, nothing happening. I know for Ridley because he was on my fantasy team.
Hmm.
So, but yes. But yeah, this rookie class this year, like trying to pick offensive rookie of the year was rough because even the quarterbacks were well, no, there was only one quarterback really that did well. Anthony Richardson was on a really good track, but he got hurt. So I'm
Yeah,
interested
you
to
got
see
her.
what he does in year two,
Bryce struggled mightily.
mightily. But I mean, it's Carolina, it's a dumpster fire. Let's be real here. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him in year two. I just saw the name over there. What
They
was
got to get him
Karen?
some more pass catchers.
Yeah, was Kyron Williams? Is he a rookie or was he a
Yes,
yeah,
Kyron was a rookie
running
running
back
back for the Rams.
out of nowhere? Of course, you got Cam Akers up out of there, and then that just blew up and went crazy.
Yeah, I thought
Nick
Cam's new change of scenery, but that man didn't even see the field much.
didn't see the field much, and then you had Amon-Ra St. Brown come on this year as well
But
too.
Here's the thing with Amon-Ra St. Brown, we already knew what he could do.
Right.
This wasn't a surprise to me.
It was a good step in the right, and then Nico Collins coming up out of nowhere.
Nico Collins always had the talent. That wasn't nothing new either. You give him a quarterback that can get him the ball in the right spots, and he made plays.
Yeah, this is true. Um, let's see. Did I already give my apology to CeeDee Lamb? I mean, I still feel he's number
No,
one.
we ain't made it that far yet.
I just, I mean, he
But
had a hell of a year. He had a hell of
you
a year.
gave it to him one of our last shows. You said that CD
Yeah.
was
I
you gave it
never,
to him, man.
I never once said that he was an elite. I'm just saying, like, I feel he's just better suited as your other, like a Tank Dell, underneath, clean up, take up all the routes. You could take it to the house. It's just that for his size, which is very comparable to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is a freak of nature. That dude can burn past any damn body. And it's
But
that speed that
Tyreek
kills.
is sub 6 foot. CD's over 6 foot.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
We
well, I
could,
mean,
if
if
only
you're
there were a
if you
way.
if you're under 6'2", if you're under 6'2", I really can't see
Why they gave it to me in meters? Come on, man.
you.
CD Lamb is 6'2", sir.
Man, he's okay. Well, I damn sure owe CD a little bit more of an apology then. Like even more so. I'm over here disrespecting the man on his height. I
Yeah, man, he's a
apologize
big
about that,
dude.
Mr. Lamb.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a big
I
guy with
I, I,
slightly above average speed.
I think it's because of the betray. You know what? I'm really looking at it right now. CD Lamb is from Texas, but he went to Oklahoma. So much like Trent, I really feel that betrayal. So that's kind of what probably sticks with me on that one. I'll leave it at
It
that.
could be underlined, but you disrespect him, you can do no more because he had a great season. He finished second in most statistical categories.
Yes, I am seeing it. He was number one in receptions, longest reception. Uh, he was number three in touchdowns, receiving touchdowns this year. Like the man was good. He was
Like I
good.
said, he was number two almost. The only person that and Tyreek only beat him by 50 yards and yards, man.
Yeah, receiving yards. Yes, yes, he did. 50 on the nose too. Tyreek almost had 1,800. He was one short of 1,800 yards this season. All right, so we got our over and under achievers out of the way. Um, let's see. Let's talk about just the season. We kind of hit at the season in general, but I mean, like, what all did you really like take away from it? Because like we talked about in the first couple weeks, the NFL was drunk. People who should have been good weren't good. People who weren't good were good. It was nuts the whole year. You had Taylor Swift hanging over the top, looking to see if she was looking for another song piece to make her next hit, with Travis Kelsey being her newest ex-boyfriend. Happy, by the way, for those two because it looks like they actually might have something fun going on. But That's their life. That's their thing. I'm happy for them just as human beings. Um, then you had it was just bizarre the whole time. Like the Texans were going crazy, the Titans were falling off, the Cowboys were doing really good. So you always know it's a bizarre year when that happens. It was the year of the rookie for everything. Baker Mayfield threw for 4,000 yards the first time in his life. Like what the hell?
As far as the Titans is concerned, man, I knew the writing was on the wall. I knew Ryan wasn't going to do anything. We had our O line was atrocious. When a rookie comes in and he's your best O lineman, but he had the injury bug. It was we finished about how I thought we was going to finish. Actually, we won more games than I wanted us to win, to be honest.
Right.